Hi everyone, welcome to Lead Squad's webinar today. As you know, the topic is optimize your marketing strategy for a mobile world. I'm Meenu Joshi. I lead the content team here at Lead Squad, and I have with me Nilesh Patel, who's our CEO, and he's the one who will be taking you through the webinar. Over to you, Nilesh.
Thank you, Meenu, and thank you all for joining this session. I really appreciate you all taking out time to listen to what we have to say. So, as Meenu introduced the subject, today we are going to talk about the what mobile brings in from a marketing standpoint for marketers, and to understand the shift which is happening in the market, and what is there for marketers to start doing if you have not already started, and basically optimize your marketing to better serve and reach your customers in the mobile world. So I'll start with a few stats on what are the trends we are seeing in the marketplace. So first, I'll quickly highlight the smartphone shipments trend. It's something it's put by KPCB, and you can see that the trend is quarter on quarter increasing, and there are a massive number of smartphones getting shipped. So 300 million plus in the last quarter of 2013. I don't have the data available with me for the current last few quarters, but I think the number will safely be more than 350 to 400 million range. This is the trend for mobile usage, and it will bring a different perspective to how the internet is being consumed. If you see the developed world, the penetration is less as compared to desktop versus the emerging countries, and you can see the impact which mobile has on the development or the developing countries. So this basically summarizes the picture on that front and gives you an overview of how mobile is being used by consumers across across developed as well as developing nations, and the opportunity for marketers to tap those consumers. So a pretty interesting stat, and which highlights a few things, which means and the fundamental from a developing nation standpoint is that the opportunity to tap consumers on mobile is much larger in Asia and African countries versus versus other developed nation. And so that's a very important, it has an important meaning for businesses in developing world. Obviously it has meaning for everybody, but just that the users, the consumers in the developing nations would have only access to mobile first. They may not even have access to desktop. So that means the mobile becomes their sole source of consuming the internet. This is another interesting trend where mobile search on mobile devices has taken will basically take over the desktop search, local search in 2015. As you can see the numbers, it is already roughly equal, and it's going to take over in 2015 anytime. Very interesting, which means all the businesses who are specially focused on or serving the local customers, for them mobile strategy is fundamental to their business, and if they are not invested in that, I think it will be the businesses who are spending or basically just making that effort to getting discovered on mobile will have an edge over the ones who are not doing that. So very interesting trend, this one. Then another interesting trend here on what are the activities on a typical smartphones by users. So as you can see by by different application types, what are the activities, what are the application usage in by users. So email is the top, as you can see, followed by just web browsing, then Facebook, maps, games and stuff. So very interesting, which basically highlights the importance of email from a mobile standpoint. So that was the point I wanted to sort of bring up and highlight in this stat. And talking about email, a very interesting fact, and I was actually personally surprised by this statistics. I thought that everybody is careful and understands the importance of mobile-friendly emails. But to my surprise, I found that majority of the marketers still, at least according to the statistics, early in 2014, were not sending mobile-friendly emails. And that specific thing will rapidly change in 2014 itself. So I'm sure over the course of next few months or in 2015 we'll have more information on this from various agencies who record this information. But this is this was a trend which I did not see. I thought it will be more equal, but this is startling for me. And so the mobile friendliness of emails is super critical, as we based on what this projections are. Then this is another interesting stat on emails, that the email opens are on mobile has substantial share of total email. Now I referred a couple of stats, and one of them also mentioned that it is more than 50%. At one stat I saw it was 60%, but I just took this one. I found because it has a balanced approach and some of the things I read about this report, it shows that roughly 40 to 45%. So if we average out all the potential stats out there, the fact remains that the mobile is one of the most basically is the device where emails are getting opened the most. And so that is the fundamental from a marketer standpoint, and most of the marketers out there are very familiar with email as a tool and as a marketing strategy to reach to consumers and customers. So this becomes an important information for them to understand. Then another interesting stat, and this is to do with the ad spend on mobile. Now I've picked this information out where it says that roughly $18 billion of ad spend was on mobile ads in 2013, which was 105% more than 2012, and the same number jumped 75% more in 2014. Roughly is expected to be this number in 2014, so roughly $32 billion in ad spend on mobile. Means that the mobile medium is giving returns to the advertisers, and the advertisers are seeing the benefit of investing on mobile ads, and which is essentially is the reflection of that. Then this information I wanted to sort of I'll dig a little deeper to understand what would be a share of different advertisers or different media companies in the mix of mobile. And so I knew the two will be at the top, Google and Facebook. And so if you see the two dominate the mobile ad spend, and the revenue growth which Facebook has seen in last couple of years, is sort of indicative that the mobile has really brought them the new revenue versus the other traditional ads. So that is very clearly indicated in this chart as well. I believe Twitter's revenue will also increase, and it will also be an opportunity for marketers to look at their because I think their penetration numbers are very smaller than potentially the available the growth is there in mobile. So I believe their numbers should improve, and then there are several others. So that's but one thing is important in the mobile business. Roughly 25% is still available outside the major players. And so that's an interesting stat. So I think there are a lot of companies out there who are either ad networks trying to help advertisers reach the potential customers via publishers. So this is interesting just for us to know who is cornering the most of mobile ad. A stat on mobile. Primarily to understand how the basically whatever is consumed on mobile is where the focus from an advertiser standpoint will be, right? So the majority of the time user spends in mobile is in apps, so they are not really surfing the web as much in the when they are on mobile, which means the opportunity to reach out to consumers or mobile users is higher inside the apps and relatively lower on mobile web. And that is actually substantiated by this report I took from InMobi's website. It says that the total ad impressions on InMobi networks. InMobi is a very large network, roughly 700 million devices they are present. They can serve ads too. And so, we can depend on this stat to make a broader sort of recognition of the fact that roughly 80% of the availability of impressions is inside the mobile apps, and roughly the remaining 20% is on the mobile web. So in-app advertising is the thing from a mobile advertisement perspective. Now, whether that is suitable for all the businesses or not is something else, but so that's important. But I think the 20% is where it is available to mobile web. So we can talk about that, and I'll just touch upon these a little bit later in my presentation. So now, while we talked about the the traffic usage trends, we talked about emails, we talked about mobile ad spend, and so on and so forth. So I think the first and foremost impact on mobile usage when people discover websites, when people discover businesses on websites. So they will first likely to visit, I won't say first, but they are likely to visit website as one of the important things for the business. Now, in the case of local businesses, this might even change, because for local businesses, the way consumer finds them, they may not even reach to the website. I mean, they may just discover them from local listings and stuff. But assuming that there is the traffic reaches website, so first, before we sort of make an assumption, okay, because this may be different for different businesses, right? So first and foremost is finding out what is your own mobile traffic. I think that's where it starts. So if you see your own business and you look at the Google Analytics, assuming that you are using it, you'll be able to understand the importance of mobile, or at least the sense of what is the total mobile traffic for you as on date. I think that will tell you what you need to do on mobile if you're not already invested in that area. So that's the first, is the realization, and then comes the action. So that's the first thing. So I think I'll encourage all the businesses who have not looked at this number for a while to sort of peek into their Google Analytics and check what is their share of mobile traffic and their website, on their website. Knowing that, the other important thing is on website, if you have let's say a significant traffic coming from mobile, then it is important for you to make sure that your website is ready for the mobile users, the people who are discovering your business on mobile. Given that, the fundamental, the most important thing for businesses where the traffic is high, or the traffic can potentially turn into revenue, is coming from mobile, they need to make sure that the website are responsive. Now, I think this is not something new. I think a lot of marketers already know this, or rather majority of them already know this. I was actually trying to find a figure. I couldn't actually find that information, as in what is the percentage of the global websites are responsive. I tried, I couldn't find that number, but I really want to know myself whether it is less than 50% or more. In my humble opinion, it will be definitely less than 50%. But that only time will tell. If any of you have that number, please do share with us. So I think the first and foremost is the importance of having a website being responsive, which means that it renders across devices in a format where it doesn't break. There is no horizontal scroll, to very simply put, in the website when it is consumed on mobile, and you can by vertical scroll are able to look at the complete site. So that is a fundamental. So if businesses today are not doing it, then it is a disservice, I would say, to the potential customers who are trying to discover them or coming to their website. So if you've not done already, I would sincerely suggest that that should be the first first thing for the businesses to take up. Couple of best practices I would highlight, and these are some simple practices, and most of the users who have been on others' websites where they found it responsive but still not very appealing. These could be following simple things which I found if can be corrected. There's an it will it will help the consumption of the website much better. First is the menu should be simple. There has to be ideally no drop down in the menu items. If needed, then there should be only one or two maybe, because the screen size may be may not allow a lot of drop downs to be properly rendered. So minimal drop downs in my opinion, or no drop downs if possible. Then copies should be slim. I mean, we shouldn't write very long form of copy on the website, and we should try to summarize the benefits, whatever we are trying to communicate to our consumers or customers. So eliminating the non-essential content as much as possible. And then the call to action buttons, if we are asking them to, let's say, do a click to call or some sort of a download or sign in, then those buttons should be big enough so that the thumbs can go and easily tap them. I think there are simple best practices would recommend, apart from the responsiveness of the site, which needs to be brought in so that the websites are consumed appropriately by the customers. The second and fundamentally important for businesses, especially the ones who are focused on local consumers or cater to businesses locally, I think the mobile has will play a very important role in getting their business discovered. And local is a way to go for getting discovered. So when I say local is a way to go, I'm saying I mean that listings. So local listings is super important for the business. If you have not done it, I'm sure a lot of them have done it, but we still find companies and businesses we interact with when we sign up them for Lead Squad, that they still do not have, some of them do not appreciate or do not have the local listings available. And there are some things that are very simple to do and straightforward to do and should be done by the businesses. Otherwise, it will affect the discoverability of their business. So as you can see this one, right? Here, if a business is found on mobile, you can be directly called. So as you can see, the call button is there. So Google is giving you the service of getting a call as long as you are able to put a listing with Google. Similarly, Yelp is another local listing company where you can list your business, and I'm sure there are hundreds of them, but I've just picked a couple of them just to highlight the point that it is important that we list, and we list in all the relevant listings. For example, if you're a restaurant, or so you should list in Zomato, for example, or other sites which are relevant to your business. So you should be there and present so that you are discovered when anybody is trying to find you. So couple of things you should discover on the best practices side. You should list your business in all the relevant listing sites. If you cannot do it in all the sites possible, because there are infinite number of listing sites also. And second is, should take advantage if any specific listing site offer those advantages. So when I say advantages, I mean the following, right? So if you see in case of Google, they allow you to upload the photographs of your business, and which means that if you do upload those photographs, you take advantage of that opportunity, then you will have a better presence when people search you. And the following will also be possible, which is there's a sort of a gallery here of your photos. So if you are able to, if the viewer comes in, if the consumer comes in, they can quickly flip through the photos and understand a little bit more about your business. And if they like it, there's a likelihood that they'll convert into a walk-in or a sale, as the case may be. So taking advantage of whatever is being offered by a local listing provider should also be kept in mind. So, for example, if you list on those Just Dial kind of sites, right, you may pay a little bit premium and get yourself a better listing in their searches, and by virtue of that, the opportunity for your business to be discovered improves. Now, coming to email. So we talked about websites, we talked about local. Now, email, and how does email interact with mobile? I think by now everybody, most of the audience, I'm sure, are looking at emails on mobile. So I think keeping that, so we already know the importance of it. So let's just first try to find out what is the email opens by device. So now in your businesses, when you are doing email marketing, you should be at least aware of what is the percentage of emails are being opened by device. So you can, so at least you would, so first is getting the awareness, and second, then you can act on it. So if you're not sending responsive emails, I think that needs to be that should be kept in mind from now on, I believe. And second, you should be able to understand what a percentage of your emails are being opened on mobile. Now there are various implications of it. It will have implications on the kind of subject line you write, the kind of content you prepare in the email, and so on and so forth. But awareness is where it starts. So this is one of the reports you can look at. So there is a report in Lead Squared which will help you understand, when you're sending emails, that what is the percentage of open by device. So that sort of summarizes. And other major email marketing tools also provide this information. So first is getting the awareness. Then simple stats, simple best practices on what will be important for us to take most advantage of the mobile friendliness of the email. So I think shorter and more concise emails are generally better for mobile audience, is what one research finding found. So that is one piece. Second is obviously better design emails are always better, are always have an advantage on others. So I think on mobile, because so we may include visual elements. So the better we do there, we'll be able to catch the imagination of the audience. So I think design will play a very important role in this case. Then if we are having call to action elements in our email, again, what I pointed out from a website, that we should have them thumb tappable, so they should be big enough so that if anybody wants to quickly reach out to that, they are able to do so. And so that's important. Then all your emails which you send, you should send it, do a quick test on before you send them over, to understand what how they are rendering on various mobile devices. I picked one important report from one of the email companies, and this is what they were mentioning. So if you see this email, right, now this email, the first piece is rendering nicely on mobile, but if you click, if you touch on it in some smartphones, it sort of enlarges that portion of the email, that portion of the screen. Now if you see now there is a scroll element which has come in, right? So that's not a great way to render the content. So what we found is that in certain in 2-column emails, so it's okay to have multiple columns in email as well, if you would like. And if anybody taps a particular column, that column entirely renders into the screen nicely, and so there is no horizontal scroll which will be there. So you can see this. I think there is a view that only single columns are should be there in responsive emails, but I think that is not necessarily true. You can have multiple columns as long as you test them before you send an email. Now I'll quickly go into the mobile ads, right? I think this is an area not many people are fully aware of, and because the mobile ad category has certain unique characteristics, it may not appeal to all the advertisers out there. So firstly, there are dozens of mobile ad networks. So mobile ad networks are the companies or applications which allow businesses to tap the mobile audience. So InMobi is one of the largest ones, and then there are Tapjoy, AdMob, which was bought by Google, and there's a Millennial advertisement. So those are there. So there are a lot of these companies which you can look at, and you can check their applications and see how you can serve your audience there. But first is there are a lot of them, so it's not a problem. You can check the ones which are local to you, check their reach. I think one of the things you can look at is how many people they actually are, can help you reach. So each of them will have a different reach, what their publisher net types are, and what kind of targeting options each of them provides you. I think so all of that will give you the opportunity to see which one fits most nicely with your needs. These are various ad formats which are available in mobile world, and the buying models. So CPI is cost per install, cost per click, cost per mille, cost per acquisition, and cost per view. So these are the way you buy the mobile ads, and these are formats in which those ads are rendered to the consumer or to the user. So CPI is more suitable, I would say, for companies who are making their apps discovered on mobile. So a lot of businesses would not even have a mobile app. So this may not be relevant to everybody, but rest could be relevant. CPC and CPM could be relevant. CP and CPV again are, CPV is more relevant for businesses who do mobile advertising. A lot of small and medium businesses do not have money and bandwidth to prepare a video. I mean, there are a lot of tools available now so that they can do it, but it's just that it's such a time-consuming exercise for a majority of the businesses. So you may not even try that, I think. A lot of businesses don't even try that. So CPC and CPM is where most of the interest will be from a business standpoint. Because not everybody is trying to sell or install a mobile app. So, so I'll quickly cover some of these formats. So display ads, I'm sure we are very familiar with. On each of your mobile, you would have seen this piece of information coming in the apps and otherwise. Incentivized ads are basically if you have seen freemium games and stuff where let's say get some currency or coins, they'll ask you to try another application. So there's an incentive for you to try that, so you get something in return. So that's the incentivized ads there. Then you have your video ads. These are the ones which will play a video, and at the end of the ad there'll be some call to action. It could be an app install. It could be taking you to another website or something like that. Then you have social ads. These are obviously dominated completely by Facebook today. So if you have seen ads in Facebook, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Search ads, these are the ones you would see on Google search, the one which comes on the top if you search, right? So these are the search ads, which are one of the formats. Now, targeting options. So the good thing is in mobile world, the targeting has been is pretty. The options are pretty wide and very, very interesting. Now this is also a function of the ad network which you are using. So may not mean that all these options are available across all the ad networks. It may or may not be, but these are the options which you can at least look for. So first, so I've categorized 4 or 5 options. I've not gone into all the details, but the first is career. So you can choose to say that show my ads only to only to mobile phones which are on a particular career network. So if you know for a fact that this career network is has a more high-end business users for whatever reason you believe that, then show my ads only on that network. So you can sort of do that. You can also target based on device and operating system. So you may say, I will only want to show ads on iPhone devices, for example, or on Android devices. So those those operating systems and devices, I can say Samsung, I may say HTC or Apple or whatnot. So I can go on and select the device as well and the operating system as well. Then from Facebook standpoint, and I'm not seeing this demographic in other ad networks, the ones I've personally looked at, where you can get this information like target by interest group, target by age, and those kind of things. So this is interesting, which Facebook only offers, and I'm sure there are other networks as well where this kind of information will be available. But this is certainly one of the options which is also out there for businesses to target on ads on mobile. Then location targeting is only a mobile phenomena primarily, and so that option is also available for advertisers to check off and say show my ads in only this vicinity. Or for example, if you are a taxi company, you want to show ads only in the area where airport is. So all the passengers who come in the airport, they are only looking at the car rentals and those kind of advertisements. Then the impact of mobile. So if you spend on ads, right, one of the things which would happen is, especially if you are doing a mobile ad, after anybody clicks on your ad, they come to a landing page. So then what is the importance of a landing page, and what should we consider and should be aware of or should plan for from a landing page standpoint? So if you see, landing page is not distinct from a website. I mean, it is distinct from website, but it is in a similar line. The fundamentals will be similar. So it should be a mobile friendly page, and it should render appropriately on mobile, number one, right? So that is important. And then there are a couple of, so it should be a responsive page or mobile friendly page, whatever you would like to call. It should have less copy, because it will just clutter the page. So that is important. So in landing pages for mobile world, what should be the sort of best practice? So obviously, responsive, it should be fast to load. There are stats out there which says that so if the mobile page is taking forever to load, then I think you're already losing on those potential leads. Then I mentioned about these pages being readable, so the copy should be succinct, should be small and quick to read. These need to be conversion friendly, and so obviously everybody wants the landing pages to be conversion friendly. But what does it mean? So a couple of points. So in some cases you may have an option of signing with Facebook or signing with LinkedIn. These are the easier ones to do. It will have only one click for the visitor to to basically click on it and get inside your app or just give their information and access the reward which you're giving them after they submit or reveal themselves. Second, if you're having a form, and a lot of businesses would need to have a form on their landing pages. So as minimal fields are possible should be there. This is a standard for our desktop or the other kind of page as well, but in mobile it becomes important that we really keep this to minimum. And then finally, click to call. Now this is something which may or may not be appealing to all kinds of businesses, because if you're running ads in the night and somebody's calling them, it's going to hit the voicemail if you're not available to take a call. So you may want to take a call on this piece, whether this should be there in your pages or not. But if it is there, if anybody can just quickly click and call your business, I think it's fabulous, because you are directly getting in contact with the potential customer. So these are some of the best practices on mobile for landing pages. So with that, we have come to the end of our session, and we'll be happy to address any questions from our audience here. So if you can please let us know what questions we have, we can try to address some of them.
Neeraj actually had a question, and I've already answered it, but if you want to add something on it. He's asked that if your website is not responsive, and I saw that when I search a relevant keyword on desktop, they are on first two pages, on the position first or second, but in case of mobile they're not there. So is unresponsiveness the reason for this? Is this question?
I think a very good question, and I should have covered that. I think Google has made it clear that responsiveness or mobile friendliness of the website will be important for them from a search perspective. So it is likely that if your site is not coming on mobile, it has an impact of your site being non-responsive.
Tasneem had a question about slim content. When you say slim content, slim copy, what do you mean by that?
Well, when I mean slim, I mean as few words as possible to describe your business or to describe the product or the benefit. If you see some of the really old websites, it's almost like they've written everything possible on those pages. Typically, those are written in a small Arial font, highly unreadable. So those are history when it comes to mobile. It has to be small, fewer lines to describe what you want to say is what the idea of succinct or I would say slim content.
Dhananjay has a question. For follow-ups in our business, are emails more effective than messages on mobiles? What do you recommend?
I think both have a role to play, and I can sort of share this from some of our customers' experience. There is obviously a lot of clutter in email, but emails are important. They do their job, and marketers will continue to use them irrespective whatever is said in that. However, SMS, especially in the developing world, or in the Indian context, if I may say, our customers have told us that they need ability to reach to the customers using SMS, because they found that the email in the consumer category, so businesses who target consumers, they found that email may not be as impactful Now, it may be a generic statement to make without any facts in hand, but it is some of the customers have said that giving them ability to send SMS to their leads is super important for them, and they see value in it. So I'm assuming that the SMS has an important role to play, and it's not going anywhere.
Tasneem is asking what is RTB?
Yeah, I didn't talk much about it because RTB is real-time bidding, and it is not really an advertisement option. It is more of how you actually bid on your ads, and this is more programmatic buying. It's like basically there are so many devices available, so many people are using apps, and so the advertisers will compete with each other, run real time to place an ad, and whoever bids the most, their ad will be placed, and all of this happens dynamically. So if a simple comparison would be a stock exchange, right? If you buy and sell shares, and the one who actually bids the most, they will be able to buy the shares first. That's how it works. That's what RTB is. The concept is similar to that.
Ramesh is asking, should we approach the VS companies for mobile ads?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't have a good answer for that, Ramesh. I think the access to mobile in a structured way is available with mobile ad networks. When you talk about VS players, I'm sure they'll have the access to phone numbers. But then if we are doing that, we are really putting ourselves in the category of promotional SMS messages. And I'm sure it's similar to unsolicited emails. We are not a big proponent of that. So that's why we excluded that in the presentation. If that is what you need, that's what your customers are potentially happy to get those messages, then I'm sure you can try them.
Gopal is asking how to put click to call tab.
So I think click to call is enough. If I go back to that Google screen, right, where if you search something on maps.google.com like a business, you'll see a call button there. Click and the call happens. So that call is happening from your mobile. On click to call, you basically have the ability to insert your mobile number and receive a call from the other party. So these are the two kinds of technology which are available when I say click to call.
So Rama is asking if we are developing a responsive website, is WordPress based site a good option? Is it effective?
Yeah, I think effectiveness of website depends on multiple things, but WordPress is a great platform to use. It has you will be able to buy a lot of themes which are relatively cheap, and those are responsive themes. You can quickly make use of them. So I think it's definitely a great option.
Vignesh is asking about mobile SEO. If there are some new things that are trending on SEO world with concern to mobile.
No, I think I don't have any direct a good answer for that, but I think as far as the SEO is important from a SEO standpoint, I think responsiveness of the website is a fundamental thing. As long as you have taken care of that, I believe most of the other elements are likely to be in the similar category as other SEO things which you already know of.
Okay, Vijay has a question. How will IM apps such as WhatsApp, WeChat, Viber impact mobile ads?
I think these apps, and I'm not looking at all of them, but if they offer you ability to target your consumers on these apps, so if these apps permit to show ads, then there is a good way to target them. I don't know if all of them allows that, but if they do, then you can target them using various ad networks. What I also do not know, at least now, is that whether you can target a particular app. I'm not 100% sure about that. I think it is possible that you have a tight relationship with the publisher, but then I'm not 100% sure about that.
Mandeep is asking if paid ads like on Facebook will work better than organic ads.
Yeah, I think if you are saying organic traffic, maybe that's what you're referring to. So I think Facebook paid ads has their own place, and so they are effective and certainly useful. As you can see, the Facebook's ad revenue growing. So I'm sure businesses are taking advantage of it and are, it is helping them grow. So it definitely offers a value.
Mukesh is asking if there is any software to check if emails are opening accurately across all devices.
Emails are getting opened accurately. I think emails will get open irrespective of any device. Whether it will be read properly or not is the question. And that is a function of whether your email is responsive or not.
Yeah, and I think they can always test the emails before they send it out across devices.
That's right.
So Anna is asking which mobile ad format would you recommend for healthcare industry?
Honestly, I don't have a good answer for that right now. If I take a thought ahead, I think the most inventory available is in the banner ad category, the display ads. I think that would be the starting point for your campaigns. I think some of the ad categories won't even make sense. For example, the app installs and those kind. But I think the starting point will be more the banner ads. But the video ads have grown or have shown a very high growth uptrend in recent days because of the engagement it offers. I think those would be second option, and third would be what is called as the interstitials. Basically, those are your full page. So if I take an example. If you use Flipboard, if you flip the news pages, suddenly a full page ad comes in. And it's a very nice image, sometimes extremely high quality image, a very nice message. I think those will have a very high impact on the users. So I think all three can be looked at.
Okay, Neeraj is asking, should we drop some images or boxes, social share icons and search boxes in mobile web versus desktop, or take them to the extreme bottom?
Yeah, I think it's a good point. And we actually struggled with this ourselves. We had this share bar on our blog, and it was very embarrassing. One of our customers actually pointed out that is not rendering properly on blog, and I think we figured out a way to fix it. I think I don't know if we remove it on mobile or we just
No, we optimized it for mobile. So it's what happens is that yeah, we optimized it in such a manner that it goes down if the content is viewed on mobile. Yeah.
There you go.
So Godwin has a question that he has a very good landing page for mobile devices, but the bounce rate is more than 75% on mobile. For desktop, it is less than 50%. So he's shared his landing page link. Maybe we can check it out later, and maybe we can take this offline.
Yeah, we can look at it later. But I think one of the things would be that the mobile landing, the load is very slow. I think that is the fundamental reason. I think could be.
Okay, Neeraj is asking, should we use PageSpeed Insights? Is there, any other tool which is better for checking mobile site quality? I think Google PageSpeed test also gives you a pretty good insights on how stuff is, how good your website is both on web and mobile. So that would be all right. Your Google Page Speed Insights.
Yep, I think that would be the tool to start looking at first. I'm sure there are others as well, but I think you can start from there. Those are your typical search ads, is what I would call them. I won't really call them banner ads then. Those are modified search ads really, so I would call them search ads. Okay, looks like we have covered all the questions.
Ramesh is actually asking what all services can Lead Squad provide for advertisers?
Well, we'll ask our sales people to call you, Ramesh, and they can explain what we do.
Tasneem has another question, but Tasneem, I'm not really able to make much sense of it. Could you please elaborate on it? Okay, so Mandeep is asking what should be the ideal ratio of paid ads versus organic ads. Does paid ads make negative effects on my business ranking on search? No, Mandeep, those are your two different strategies. You should have your organic strategy also in place, plus your paid ads. You should test across all the different networks like Facebook and search, and your paid ads and see which one is working out the best for you. Aditya is asking how effective is Google Plus for mobile search. So Aditya, Google Plus is effective for search anyway because the stuff, the hashtags and all that you use on Google Plus, they're searchable on Google, and that remains the same for mobile as well. So it would help. And if your business is a local business, for instance, maybe a restaurant or a anything which is local, where the location is important to you, then you should really look at optimizing your Google local page, because those are the listings that appear on top in web, as well as on your desktop, as well as on your mobile. And in mobile, if your phone numbers and all are listed properly in your local pages, then even click to calls are there. So that should help. Okay, Tasneem is asking, in ad format there was the category incentivized. How does it work?
You know, as I explain, I mean, if you have seen games, if you play games on mobile, there is sometimes when you it shows an ad, or it gives you an option to either buy some currency or some equipment in game, or some other things which is incentive to do something. So you must say, okay, I need this, and for that I want to. Then they'll show that ad to you in return of that incentive. That's what it means.
Hardik actually has a question that he created his Google developer account and he tried to create and upload apps twice, but now his account has been banned even though he stuck to the guidelines. Hardik, I think you should just go through the guidelines one more time and see if you probably violated some rules there, or maybe you should contact Google directly as to why was your account banned. So if they answer you, good. Otherwise,
Looks like we're
yes.
done with all the questions.
So all right, we're done with the questions now, and in case anything is left out, we'll just compile it in our blog and share it along with the webinar deck and the recording. So all right, thank you for joining, guys. So see you next time as well. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a good day.